Well, greetings, YouTube model people. How's it going? Okay, coming at you here with an IPMS Nationals 2021 recap. It is Tuesday night, August 24th, 2021. And also, I'm going to just kind of sneak in something else here. I'm kind of going to go backwards a little bit in my 2 week vacation situation here because I had a couple of kits I bought that I wanted to share with you guys. So we're going to sneak that in here at first, and then we'll get into the IPMS Nationals. So grab a comfortable chair, grab a nice tasty beverage or snack or both, and let's get cracking. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you a kit I bought at a local hobby store right down the road. And I was planning to get this kit no matter what at some point, and wasn't planning on buying it this particular moment. But I figured, all right, let me support the local guys and all that good stuff and buy it anyway. So this was actually just before I went away on trip number 1 of 2 during my 2 week vacation, and I bought this, the Haunted Manor model kit. Play it again, Tom. And it's here, this awesome pipe organ, which coincidentally, for a big music fan like myself, is my single favorite musical instrument is a pipe organ. There is nothing that a pipe organ can't do as far as effect and mood. So yeah, it glows in the dark and all that fun stuff. It's animated and the mummy pops out and all that good stuff. But when I get around to building this, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to build it straight up without all the gizmos and gadgets and all the animation, I guess you could say. So again, that was before I went on my trip. My first trip I went to was a music festival in Indianapolis, Indiana, and in the downtown area there was a store called Good Games. I think there's several stores throughout the country, if I'm not mistaken. They have their own website, goodgamesna.com. I guess that's goodgamesnorthamerica.com. And really, it's mainly for what you're seeing here: board games, role playing, miniatures, trading cards, that kind of thing. Mostly gaming, tabletop gaming stuff. But they had a really good collection of figure models from Reaper and from D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, and then some other strange things. They also had some Bandai kits, a few paints and things. So it was really cool to take a look around. I could have probably spent a lot more money in there, but I was really just trying to hold back and try to get some control over buying too many kits. So I bought this with really honestly, shortly after I bought it, I said I have no idea where I'm going to use it or how I'm going to use it, but I just thought it was something definitely different and unique. So we bought this Dolphins figure kit, which has 2 dolphins in there along with some water that goes with it. I would not use the base, but I would use the water. So you can see we have one of the water effects has one shooting through the air. The other water effect is just sort of pulled up around the dolphin as it sticks its head up above water. So again, this was like, I think this was like $5 for this. So yeah, that was a no-brainer. As I said, something different, and don't know what we're going to do with it, but it's just a fun little thing. Anyway, so now getting into the IPMS Nationals. Let me start out with the people thing first, and I have to start with the folks, and I mean every single person who was involved with putting the 2021 IPMS Nationals convention in Las Vegas, Nevada, and thank each and every one of them for an incredible job, well done, and just congratulate them on an awesome show. It saw, I think it was 2,682 models were entered in the show, which was a good number for sure. And some categories were overflowing and all that good stuff. And so it was great to see them have a nice, successful show, and it just ran really smoothly. And if there's anything that's consistent, this is the 7th Nationals, IPMS Nationals I've attended. I started with Atlanta, Georgia. I went to Columbus, Ohio, Orlando, Florida, Loveland, Colorado, Columbia, South Carolina, Phoenix, Arizona, and now Las Vegas, Nevada. And the one thing that's consistent from show to show, convention to convention, is the kind of final words of the folks who are, kind of head up the coordination of the convention, and their, joy and kind of relief that it's coming to an end, because it is just an incredibly long process. Not to mention, this crew had to contend with running a show during a pandemic. So again, I can't even imagine the amount of work involved is just incredible. So again, they did a great job. Another special note I wanted to mention was when I went to lunch, the first lunch I went to out there, after sort of getting the room and getting settled a little bit, I went straight to lunch, and I met up with a gentleman named Mike Brickman. He has been a former president of the IPMS Society. He was for a number of years. He was also basically he was just really nice to talk to, and we spent a lot of time talking during lunch, and then also we sat together during the whole time of the awards, which is like almost 3 hours. So he was just super cool. He's a real big high brass guy. He's been to every IPMS Nationals except for 4 of them since 1982. So you do the math there. He has been to quite a number of shows, and he actually invited me when we were having lunch, sitting next to each other during lunch, to join him in judging over in the miscellaneous and dioramas category. And I said, Mike, I really would love to do so, but I'll have to finish, the judging over at the cars and automobiles category first, because I feel obligated, as that's always what I judge. It's what I know the most about, and they always need extra hands over there. So I said, if I'm done and you guys are still judging, I'll join you. He goes, nope, that sounds great. He goes, not at all. So unfortunately, we were swamped over in the autos and civilian cars and trucks judging. We really were short on people, so I never did get a chance, but we did speak afterwards. I said that afterwards we spoke for quite a bit of time, and I said next year I'm gonna be joining you guys and judging the miscellaneous and dioramas. So anyway, so that was super cool. He was just really nice, to a complete stranger like me, and a complete really nobody in the IPMS circuit other than just an attendee kind of guy. I thought it was super cool. So anyway, still with people, and certainly not to be left out at all, by no means, is some YouTubers. So I got to meet for the first time in person was Kurt over at KH Model Works, which was awesome. We spent quite a bit of time hanging out, and I got to see Brian and Mrs. BG again. So that was awesome as well. We all hung out quite a bit, and we had lunch together on Saturday and all that good stuff. So it was super cool to see them and to walk around with Brian. He brought several projects and models to put into the show. I had brought one model with me, and Brian was very, very excited, and no doubt he should be, that he actually won a first place award, which was just super cool. That was for his egg plane. He does a full recap of his experience at the Nationals. Go check out his channel. And even more interesting and funny and enjoyable than that is Mrs. Beach. He did a recap of the civilian vehicle car autos area. Kind of a walk around, and that is a super cool video to go check out. So go check those out. And we got to meet a few other folks there. Brian's friend Paul, which I met in Phoenix for the first time a couple years ago. And, again, we all just had a good time, talking shop, talking other things, other real life things. It was just a lot of fun. So anyway, moving along, we're going to go talk about, things we bought, things we acquired. So we'll start with something that's basic. I never bought a show shirt before, but I figured, why not? You got to dip your feet in the water someday. So I really like the color of this shirt too, by the way. So that was part of the reason. So on the front, it has the very official IPMS logo, IPMS USA. But on the back, it's got a really cool graphic here that I'm going to struggle to show you guys. I apologize. But I thought this was a little bit different. Might get a few interesting looks from the folks who weren't there. But here we go. What a great, neat graphic. IPMS USA National Convention, the very best of the West, Las Vegas, Nevada. And then it says the 21 Nats was out of this world. And it must have been, because here's an alien, right? That kind of that area of the world is kind of known for a little bit of, are there aliens around here or something like that, right? So that was one item. As I said, the first ever show shirt I've bought. The other item, first kit that I saw that I wanted to buy was just something random and something a little different. You know me, I love my small scale cars and vehicles. So this is a 1/32 scale lifelike kit, believe it or not, a 49 Ford Tudor. And again, I just thought in that scale, you don't see these types of cars all that often. So I thought that was pretty neat, and the price was just right. So, you know, that was an easy one to basically justify buying. Yeah, I did try to limit my buying because I bought more kits probably this year than any other year so far, mostly off the internet and stuff like that. A couple at the hobby shop, and, you know, one at the last show I went to, local IPMS show, and now at the Nationals. Now, I've expressed interest in getting the big Tamiya 1/35 scale of this particular kit, but this one sort of jumped out at me because it's the same basic model, just in a 1/72 scale, which is definitely more manageable than a 1/35 scale. And I thought this would be a real cool version of this particular subject to get, which is the Academy 1/72 scale tank transporter Dragon Wagon. So here it is in its full glory. Again, much smaller, obviously, than the 1/35 Tamiya. But I will buy the 1/35 Tamiya at some point. I don't know if I'll ever build it, but you know, if I see it at a show, the next show I see it at, I'll pick it up if the price is sort of in the neighborhood of fair. So there it is. That's a cool project. I hope, and I know I say this a lot, but I hope to get to that one sooner than later. I'm way overdue to do some armor model building, and that'll be a great one to do for sure. And also, they had a goodie bag, of course, if you registered for the show, participated in the show. And they had all kinds of neat stuff in there. And also, you get just everybody who registers and displays models gets a pin, a convention pin. The ones who just attend get one that has a little badge here that says attendee. But if you're judging, and you basically, what happens is this is when you judge at some point during the evening, when you're judging in the judges, you know, in the display room, there's only the judges, the photographers, the bookkeepers and such tracking the results. That's all that's allowed in the room. Attendees aren't allowed to be in there at that time. So you pretty much, when you got a moment in between judging categories or whatever, you go over and you sign the infamous book, which is basically proof, evidence, whatever, that you were there and that you judged that particular show. So again, I've done that every year since I've attended nationals. So, you know, and then once you've signed the book, they have people over there to give you a special pin, which is a same pin, but instead of having an attendee badge, it says judge on the badge. So we got that as well as part of our judging responsibilities or duties. So that's it, folks. Again, a great show, awesome time. If you ever have, you know, a way of attending the IPMS Nationals, I highly encourage it because it's just a variety of subjects and models, and the quality, as you can imagine, is top notch. And you will find some amazing things there. The vendor rooms are usually very cool and awesome and full of goodies as well. So, you know, you can't go wrong. They have seminars at most of these conventions. I went to a couple of the seminars here in Vegas, and they were awesome. Very well run, a good variety of stuff. I didn't go to too many of them, but I did go to about 3 or 4 of them. Had a blast. So that's it. Sorry for the long video. Again, thanks to everyone for tuning in, and we'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, cheers.